A big part of the Buick magnetism has always been an unusual level of attention to personal comfort and convenience. Each Buick provides its driver with a personal space, well protected, well outfitted, and with distinctive Buick extras that give us our reputation for premium American motor cars. I'm Chuck McLennan, your host of Buick Product Master 1996. And 1996 brings a new feature. Actually, a complete set of new features to the remote keyless entry system on 4 flagship Buick models: Riviera, LeSabre, Park Avenue, and Park Avenue Ultra. We call it personal choice because that's just what it gives your customers, a choice of thoughtful new ideas in security and convenience that they can customize according to their individual taste. When I unlock the car, I'm really unlocking a set of amenities customized to the way I want my Ultra or LeSabre or Riviera to greet me. In fact, personal choice provides 2 individualized setups for 2 drivers. This remote keyless entry fob is the key to personal choice. Remember that remote keyless entry is standard on LeSabre Limited, Park Avenue Ultra, and Riviera. It's optional on LeSabre Custom and Park Avenue. Our tour of personal choice starts as we unlock the Ultra with security feedback. It's a comforting assurance that I've succeeded in locking or unlocking the doors when I hit this button. For unlocking, each of your customers' 2 fobs can be programmed to provide a flash of the lights or no feedback. Locking can be confirmed by a flash of the headlights, a horn chirp, both, or you can turn the feature off. 6 choices in all, and Steve Wright will give us complete details in a moment. Personal security is imperative for most Buick customers, and personal choice delivers a new advantage. Call it a lighted welcome, or perimeter lighting. The headlamps, parking, backup, and cornering lamps all illuminate for 15 seconds, giving me a clear view of everything going on around the vehicle. Note that perimeter lighting operates only if security feedback is programmed to provide a flash of headlights when your customer unlocks the car. When the Buick is equipped with Twilight Sentinel, perimeter lighting works only when it's dark enough to require headlamps. And according to the driver's personal choice, perimeter lighting can be programmed to be on or off for each fob. When the vehicle is equipped with memory seat and mirrors, an option on Park Avenue Sedan, Ultra, and Riviera in 1996, something else happens when I hit the unlock button on my personal choice fob inside. If the driver's seat and mirror have been moved, the car knows it's me and returns them to the memory positions I set up previously. And I can link my fob to either position, 1 or 2 in the memory setups. My personal choice settings are communicated to my car when I unlock the doors, and that's true of the remaining 2 features that make up personal choice. The automatic programmable power locks that are standard on Ultra, LeSabre Limited, and Riviera, and optional on LeSabre Custom and Park Avenue Sedan, become memory locks through personal choice. Once the preferred door lock setting is programmed into the fob, that setting is activated each time I unlock the car, and I can choose from 4 options. First, all doors can lock when I shift out of park. Then, unlock when I shift into park. Or, the doors can lock when I shift out of park, then remain locked when I shift back into park. A third option is for all doors to lock when shifting into gear. Then the driver's door only unlocks when you shift back into park. A security plus that keeps small children from dashing out of the car. And finally, the driver can choose no locking or unlocking. Rounding out the personal choice feature set is delayed locking. And here's the convenience it provides. When I lock the doors, there's a 5-second delay after the last door is closed before the locks engage. So, if I leave something inside, a briefcase or bag, an umbrella or a coat. Delayed locking gives me time, and each time I open and close a door, the locks are reset to engage after 5 seconds. When they do engage, the interior lights go off to confirm. Pressing the lock button twice overrides the delay altogether. Or your customer can choose to have delayed locking turned off, with different settings in each of the 2 FOBs. Those are the elements of personal choice: security feedback, perimeter lighting, memory seat and mirrors, memory locks, and delayed locking. Now, to explain how you can program them to your customer's personal preferences and teach them to do the same, here's Steve Wright.
Thanks, Chuck. In programming personal choice, you'll discover each button on the remote keyless entry key fob controls one personal choice feature. Usually you'll also need to press and hold the lock button on the driver's door to cycle through the personal choice options, and it's usually necessary to have all the doors closed. Let's start with the memory door locks. For setting this personal choice feature, you'll need to close the door and turn on the ignition. Press and hold the lock button on the driver's door, then press the lock button on the fob and watch what the door locks do. They'll respond as they would when you shift back into park. The default setting, or the way the car comes from the factory, is for all the doors to lock when you shift into gear, then all unlock when you shift into park. That's why they all unlocked just now. Keep holding the lock button on the door and press the lock button on the fob again. The second setting is for the memory door locks to be off. In other words, no locking or unlocking when shifting into or out of park. The third setting is for the doors to lock when you shift into gear, and then remain locked when you shift into park. Again, the locks move to where they'd be when I shift into park. And the final setting locks all the doors when you shift out of park, and unlocks only the driver's door when you shift back into park. Remember that what you see happening as you press the lock button on the fob is what you'll get when you shift into park. Memory door locks is the only personal choice feature that requires you to have the ignition on to change settings. So let's turn the ignition off now and remove the key. Next, let's talk about programming our second personal choice feature, delayed locking. This time we'll use the unlock button on the key fob. I'm going to open the door to determine whether delayed locking is on or off by pressing the lock button. As you can see, the door is locked. That means delayed locking is off. Now to begin programming, close the door, press and hold the lock button on the driver's door, then press the unlock button on the fob once to initialize the setting, then press the unlock button a second time to change the delayed lock setting. Now, when I press the door lock button, the triple chime tells me delayed locking is on. To change the setting, I simply continue to hold the lock button on the door and press the unlock button on the fob twice. Now delayed locking is again off. Next, let's talk about programming our third personal choice feature, security feedback. This time we use the trunk release button on the fob. Once again, you will need to press and hold the driver's door lock button to change settings. Before we do that, let's check for the current security feedback setting by pressing lock and unlock on the fob. Can you hear the horn chirp and then the subtle chime when I press lock? And then again the chime when I press unlock? That's the default setting. The headlights and taillights flash and the horns chirp for locking, and the lights flash to confirm unlocking. There are 6 different settings to choose from. Now, to change your security feedback choice, press and hold the driver's door lock button. Press the trunk release button once on the fob to signal that you're going to make a change, and then again to cycle through the choices. The second choice turns the security feedback feature off for both lock and unlock. The third choice, no feedback for locking, lights flash for unlocking. Fourth choice, lights flash for locking, no feedback for unlocking. Fifth choice, lights flash for locking and lights flash for unlocking. And finally, lights flash and the horns chirp for locking, and there's no feedback for unlocking. You don't need to memorize all those settings right now. Just remember that the trunk release button is your key to programming security feedback. Now let's move to our fourth personal choice feature, perimeter lighting. This feature is turned on and off using the instant alarm button on the key fob. Again, press and hold the driver's door lock button, and then press the instant alarm button on the fob. Then listen for the status of the feature. That double chirp tells us perimeter lighting is on. To turn perimeter lighting off, continue pressing the lock button on the door, press instant alarm again. The single chirp tells you the feature is off. Remember that the first time you press the instant alarm always gives you the status of the feature. Changing it requires another press of the instant alarm button. Our fifth and final personal choice feature is memory driver seat and outside rearview mirrors. If your customer's Buick is equipped with this option, the unlock button lets them tie their key fobs to their preferred driver seat and outside rearview mirror settings. They simply adjust the seat and the mirrors to their desired positions. Then in rapid succession they hit set, then push the memory toggle to either the first or second memory position, then press unlock on the key fob. You hear a single chime when you press set, a double chime for the memory toggle, and another double chime when you press unlock to confirm you've tied the memory settings to your fob. You have to do this quickly, within about 5 seconds, but it's really as easy as 1, 2, 3. To verify that your preferred settings have been tied to your key fob, move the seat and the mirrors. Then press unlock on the fob. Your driver's seat and outside mirrors will return to the preferred memory positions. Now you're ready to program personal choice and show your customers how to do it themselves. The key is to press and hold the driver's door lock button and then cycle through the options with the appropriate button on the fob. That makes it easy to give your customers personal choice in their 1996 Buicks. And if you or your customers have any questions, simply refer to the vehicle's owner's manual.
Radios that know the best way to present the particular kind of music you're listening to and automatically adjust, that's the magic of automatic tone control. One of the many distinctive advantages in sound that you can find on more Buicks than ever in 1996. And a direct response to your customer's desire for ease of use, control, and quality. They'd rather keep their eyes on the road than hassle with complicated controls. So the Buick family of radios answers with push-button controls that are easy to find and use, even in the dark. An enhanced display with larger graphics, an array of automatic features that make great sound easy to come by, plus better overall quality for crisper high tones and deeper low-frequency response. They'll be available again this year on Buick Regal, LeSabre, Roadmaster, Park Avenue, and Park Avenue Ultra, and new for 1996 on the redesigned Skylark and the 1996 Riviera. This display contains the 3 premium radios that we'll use to demonstrate the features and benefits of the Buick family of radios. The AM/FM stereo, standard on Skylark and LeSabre Custom, has 12 FM and 6 AM presets, which can be assigned to favorite stations simply by tuning to the desired station, and then holding down any of the preset buttons for 2 seconds. Again, easier operation, which allows Buick drivers to stay focused on the road. How many times have customers come to you for help setting their clocks? Buick listened, and the radios now allow one-touch adjustment of hours and minutes. Seek and scan features are included on all members of the radio family for convenience. Press Seek, and you'll find the next highest station in your listening area. Press and hold the same button for 2 seconds or more, and you'll begin scanning upward for a 5-second sample of each station. And the new family of radios allows seek and scan in either direction, up or down. The P-Scan button starts a 5-second preview of each station in the preset memory. Buick drivers value a trouble-free driving experience, and the Buick radio family includes another convenience that helps make that possible. It's a smart battery that remembers the station presets and time, even if battery power is temporarily lost. You'll find a number of other features that enhance the listening experience these radios provide. Digital clock and tuner display that you can adjust to display either the clock or radio station in normal operation. Fade, balance, treble and bass settings, and auto loudness, which automatically boosts bass response at low volumes for enhanced sound quality. The AM/FM stereo with cassette player is now standard on all Regals, LeSabre Limited, Roadmaster Sedan and Wagon, Park Avenue, and Ultra. Skylark and LeSabre Custom can also be equipped with this cassette model. It delivers all the added convenience and safety of the AM/FM stereo, along with a number of unique advantages that surprise and delight Buick owners. It auto-loads the tape, and the preset buttons change from tuner mode to cassette player controls. The player automatically senses whether the tape is chromium oxide and adjusts for better sound playback, making it easy to get the best sound out of your tapes. Preset button 6 turns Dolby B sound leveling on or off. And during rewind or fast forward, driver and passengers can listen to the radio. Your customers will appreciate the additional conveniences on all these smart stereo cassette players, such as auto reverse, to let customers listen to both sides of a tape without having to flip it over. A seek function for both the next and the previous selections on the tape. And even when the ignition is turned off, you can still simply push the eject button to remove the tape and help prolong the head life. And if the tape is broken or inserted backwards, the player switches to radio mode and ejects the tape before it can become tangled. The family of radios includes 3 advanced members, with a level of intelligence that's extraordinary for car sound systems. The first of these optional radios takes all the welcome features of the first 2 members of the family, then adds the magic of automatic tone control, or ATC, a smart system that automatically does the work of an equalizer. In addition to a setting for manual tone adjustment, there are 6 preset tone equalization settings, providing for frequently listened to music types, including classical, pop, and rock. Different tone settings can be automatically stored with each preset station. And these sound shapes are even matched to the interior acoustics of each car line for the best possible audio. Auto Preset Station Select is another thoughtful addition to these 3 premium radios. They can make long trips more comfortable. Touch the Auto Set button, and the radio automatically finds the strongest 12 FM and 6 AM signals in the area and establishes a temporary preset for each. When you get home, simply turn the Auto Set feature off, and your original presets are restored. Also unique to the ATC radios is a motorized volume control knob. This allows the knob to rotate as adjustments are made on the optional steering wheel radio controls. So your customers get the familiar feel of a knob, conveniently linked to the fingertip steering wheel controls. For added security, these 3 premium radios take advantage of the theft lock system. The driver punches in a special code that must be re-entered to make the unit work again anytime battery power is interrupted, so it simply won't work if it's removed from your car. Spending a little time with theft lock can give your customers a sense of how useful and comforting this protection can be. Next in line among the premium members of the family is the optional AM/FM stereo CD player, also with auto tone control. Along with all these other features that make the Buick family of radios so easy to use, the player offers a complete range of CD features, from a power loader to random play of titles on the disc. All 3 of the ATC radios include a source button for switching to the radio, even during tape or CD playback. And both of these higher-end ATC radios are compatible with dealer-installed trunk-mounted CD changers for convenient access to the music on up to 12 discs. For those customers who want the freedom to choose between their CD and cassette collections, the head of the family is an AM/FM stereo with automatic tone control and both cassette and CD players integrated into a single unit. The integrated cassette and CD player with ATC is now standard on all 1996 Rivieras and available on Skylark, Regal, LeSabre, Roadmaster, Park Avenue, and Ultra. The stereo with ATC and cassette is also available for all these Buicks, while the ATC stereo with CD player is available on all these models except Roadmaster for 1996. The new Buick family of radios, easy to use, with automatic features that allow your customers to keep their minds on the road, capturing all the convenience and uncommon value of the Buick name. For a sound advantage that you can play out to an enthusiastic audience every time you present a new 1996 Buick.